the Tuesday Night Showdown here at SIMCAR. We are at Talladega for 40 laps tonight for this SIMCAR Series Money Race, brought to you by KCDI Studios. I'm your host, Josh Bonwell. 50% fuel is variable tonight, so that should give us a couple pit stops. Pit stops are the kryptonite to a few drivers here at SIMCAR. Perhaps they can overcome. Our first green-white checkered was used last night. We will have 3 of them again tonight if we need. Drivers still have a couple of minutes to get their times in. Then I will give you the SIMCAR starting grid rundown. Alright, race fans, we're back here at SIMCAR Money Tuesday Night Showdown. 92 of John Ward is going to start on the pole tonight. The 3 of Autumn Coger will start in second to his outside. Matthew Lee will start in third, and Matthew Baker will start in fourth. Jeff Merck starts in fifth, and sixth starts Mark Vondell. Seventh and eighth starts Austin Green and Kenneth McCullough Jr. Ninth and 10th starts James Coughlin and Dylan Jones. 11th position is Michael Daly. 12th is Jimmy Socks. 13th position starts Ambrose Neville. And taking the green from 14th is Daniel Eberhardt. 16th will be Cole Larson. 15th will be Cole Larson. And 16th will be Danny Eshelman. Your SIMCAR starting grid rundown. These drivers preparing to take the green flag. Should be an exciting race this evening. "16 drivers starting. Like one or two new faces in the field tonight. Pace car is rolling. Drivers start closing up. For 40 green flag laps tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. The talented drivers showing up tonight. No reason they can't get it done. Drivers getting set to take the green flag. John Ward in the 92. Your pole position tonight. Car pulls off of the track. Drivers will make their way through the tri-oval to take the green flag here at the SIMCAR Tuesday night money race. Drivers are in the gas and we're racing at Talladega. Ward in lead. Nice push going into turn one. Like 3 of Autumn Koger falling back a little bit with Baker behind her. And the 60 of Jeff Merck moving behind the 92 of John Ward. Merck in a little bit different color truck tonight. Matthew Lee looking to take the lead on the outside, going through 3 and 4 on the first lap. Ward will hang on to the spot going into the tri-oval. Three of Autumn Koger trying to get the 04 Matt Lee down and in front of Ward. And Lee will do it going into one. Car's still only 2 wide through the field. I imagine these drivers will look to get a lot of these laps chewed down here tonight, incident free. No point in using up a spare car if you don't have to, as the 3 of Koger goes to the outside line. Looks like she wants to go to the rear. And the 04 of Lee moves back up to the top line, putting 92 of John Ward back to the lead in the bottom line. Ward now being pushed by the 7 of Austin Green. 60 of Merck moving up to the second line as Baker dives down to lead the bottom line. Lee and Merck now working together in top line. We have the 59 of Mark Vondell coming up to join those guys. Baker moving his truck back up into the top line to block Lee. The 92 of Ward back in the lead. Now have the 4 truck, Dylan Jones, starting the third line. He thinks better of it and moves back down into the second. Baker leading the outside line, Ward leading the inside line. Baker moving down. Lee putting his truck in position to take the lead. Top line needing a little more organization to get those trucks moving. Drivers still looking good through the field. Couple of trucks shuffling for position. Mark Vondell having a slight blinking issue. Hopefully he can get that sorted out. Baker continuing to lead the bottom line with Lee leading the top. Baker leading another lap. Drivers are 2 wide, about 6 rows deep, and then have a trailing 3 cars just trying to keep up with the draft. Like Kenneth Patrol in the 03, rounding out the field there. Baker and Lee still side by side coming to the tri-oval. The 90 of Daniel Eberhardt going wide through the tri-oval. He gets it back together. 5 trucks looking like they want to get a little separation between them and the lead draft. Not a bad position to be in at this point in the race, especially if you don't like how it looks up front. Just hang back a few car lengths, and if they wreck, that'll give you plenty of time to react and avoid the crash. Still leading the front 2 lines is Lee and Baker, the 04 and the 5. Being pushed by the 92 of Ward and 60 of Jeff Merck. 59 of Mark Vondell getting out of line and going to the back. Looks like he's still having some connection issues. He's going to try and get that settled down without causing any issues for these other drivers. Top lines down to 4 trucks. Everybody else single file on the bottom aside from Vondell, who's just hanging on to the draft. Trying to stay out of harm's way. .60 of Jeff Merck takes over the lead, dropping in front of the 04 of Matthew Lee. We have the 4 of Dylan Jones, pushed by the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt in the top line, and they're the only 2 up there. They're going to need a little bit more help if they want to get those trucks out in front. All the trucks still within 1.5 seconds of the leaders. F. Merck leads another lap as we complete lap 8 of 40. This SIMCAR Money Tuesday Night Showdown, brought to you by KCDI Studios. Imagine drivers may start trying to consider different pit stop strategies now, as we need 2 of them to get to the end. If I've done the math right, we should have a window. Oh, and we have a crash coming out of 4. Go back and see what happened. A bit further back here. Like the 59 gets turned. He'll sustain the brunt of the damage there. And we're still under green here at Talladega. A couple of trucks in danger of losing the draft. A couple of trucks have lost the draft. Those are the other 2 involved in that incident with Mark Vondell. Looked like he just got turned there, but I'm not sure what happened. Still 13 trucks within 1.5 seconds of the leaders. Final 2, 14 of Austin Green and, sorry, the 7 of Austin Green and 8 of James Kaufman. Sorry, 14 of Ambrose Nebel and 1 of Jimmy Sox trying to hang on to the rear of the draft here, and they do so. We only have Austin Green and James Kaufman. These 2 trucks have lost the draft. Might have been the 7 getting into the side of Mark Vondell, who's now 2 laps down. And no caution. We will race on. One of the rules here at SIMCAR is there has to be 3 cars in the wreck. And it looked like only 1 actually wrecked, that being Mark Vondell. 3 cars required for us to manually throw caution here at SIMCAR. Three cars were involved, but only 1 of them wrecking. I'd like to thank all our viewers for tuning in this evening on Tuesday night. SIMCAR Money Racing. Great to have you all come out and join us and watch these guys battle for money. In my opinion, I think having a prize, something to grab at the end of the race, really brings another element and a little bit more desire from these drivers than just a standard, simple league race or hosted race you may see. Money racing really gives you another element of desire to keep your truck up front, keep it clean, keep it performing, keep yourself in the chase for We can pay up to $200 a truck pulling into the pits. Generally, we'll pay $200 to the winner if we can get 30 trucks to show up in a night. Those payouts will scale up if we can get more. That's what keeps these drivers coming back week after week. What makes them put in the hours they do, testing their trucks and practicing their pit stops, squeezing every last bit of performance out of these things that they can do. Merck in the 60 continuing to lead as he pulls in for pit stops. They're all coming. The whole field's coming this lap. A little tight getting onto pit road there, but they pull it off. Like everybody should get onto pit road with no penalties and no issues. Now we'll see who can execute getting in and out of their box the best to take the lead. 7 of Austin Green. The 8 of James Kaufman taking over first and second position on the track. Like the 5 of Matthew Baker and the 04 of Matthew Lee getting off of pit road first. Then followed by the 60 of Jeff Merck. Looks like we should have two separate packs form up as they exit pit road. First pack will have about 7 drivers in it. Remainder falling into the second pack. Austin Green and James Kaufman now coming in for their pit stop. Baker taking over the lead here at Talladega. Matthew Lee in tow. Jeff Merck in third place. Dylan Jones in fourth. Daniel Eberhardt in fifth. Don Ward, your pole sitter, currently sits in sixth. Seventh place has Kenneth McCullough. Eighth is Autumn Koger. 9 is Danny Eshelman. 10th is Jimmy Sox. Baker falling back a little bit. And put the 92 John Ward back into the lead on the bottom. And Daniel Eberhardt trying to get something going on that outside line, but he'll dive it in onto the bottom in fifth position. I don't know what happened with those guys. Seemed like they had a nice, clean, tidy line going on, and then all of a sudden, everybody's in a different position. Pit stops completed on lap 17. We're now on lap 19 of 40. Matthew Baker. Matthew Lee will take over the lead in the 04. Ford will fall back. I wonder if they may be trying to manage their temps. Those top 3 drivers in that line look to be pretty tight on each other. It looks like the leader drops back. That's It's a good strategy, but it can cost you time. I think we're seeing two second group of trucks led by Kenneth McCullough. Now pretty much. Three distinct groups on the backstretch at Talladega. Leading the rear group. She has Danny Eshelman and Michael DeLay. Jimmy Socks with her. And up to Kenneth McCullough Jr. in the 03. He has Danny Eshelman falling behind him to the rear of that field. Four truck of Dylan Jones, now second in what has grown into one larger pack, being led by the 92 of John Ward. Lee, Baker, and Merck. Three trucks with just a tiny little gap. And those drivers are going to have to be on point to manage that gap. We have 1.3 separating the rear truck in that pack to the front truck in the pack behind them. Looks like it may be growing just a little bit with a 1.5 seconds separating. .6 seconds separating the two packs. They are in fact growing that gap. But can they hang on to it? Pack behind them goes too wide. They gain 4 seconds now over that pack. Those are the kind of mistakes you cannot afford to make. Leading the outside line in the second pack. 92 of John Ward leading the inside line. Kenneth McCullough and Autumn Koger pulling down in front of Ward. That'll leave the 53 of Michael Daly up by himself on the outside line, and those guys. Okay, the timing has updated. 2.1 seconds. They've lost almost a whole second in that extra. Your leaders. Clean, very precise. 17 to go here at Talladega. I imagine pit stops could come at any time now. The window isn't open. It'll be open in the next couple of laps for these drivers to come in and get their final dose of fuel to run this race out green. Seeming to run down 60 of Jeff Merck a little bit. They're closing that gap. Second pack is coming fast. They've all but caught 60 of Merck. And I imagine we'll just see them pile in line. A couple of drivers looking at going at the round. Sometimes you'll see a line move up on another pack like that real fast, and they'll just jump out to the outside and try to get around them. Other times they'll just try to file in line behind them, but if you do that, you have too much speed difference. You can check up and accordion the rest of the field behind you, which looks like that's almost what happened there. Heather, and the second line is forming going into turn 1 and 2. Or Dylan Jones being pushed by the 90 of Everhart. They want to go to the lead. Daly trying to grab onto the rear of the 90. Offer any help that he can. Here come the pit stops. Go 4, the 5, the 60, the 92 will take pit stops this lap. But he gets on to pit road clean. We'll go back to the leaders. Or Dylan Jones now takes over the lead with the 90 of Everhart behind him and the 03 of Kenneth McCullough and the 3 of Autumn Koger. Six trucks are our lead pack. And the 2 drivers in that pack are the 53 of Michael Daly, 90 of Danny Escherman. Sorry, 10 of Danny Escherman. These drivers are in. Everybody looks clean. More clean pit stops from these drivers tonight. Looks like everybody's been practicing. '53 a little slow getting into his box. That'll hurt his exit time. He may not be able to draft up to these drivers. Baker's group coming fast. We have Jimmy Socks and Cole Larson leading at the moment. I believe they still have to come in for their pit stop. The 3 trucks of Baker, Lee, and Merck tailing by the 3 trucks who best got out of the pit stops that lap. Those 3 trucks look like they'll be able to grab on there, and it should be a 6-car race to the finish. Nobody else has the organization. I think they get caught up to these leaders, so without a caution, these should be the 6 final trucks fighting for the money tonight. Daniel Everhart rocking his truck down in front of the 5 of Baker. Leaving the 03 and the 4 on the outside by themselves. If they can get the 03 around the 90, I don't believe they will be able to. It'll be interesting to see how these 6 drivers decide to take the white flag lap. I imagine we'll see 3 lines of 2 drivers. 5 of Matthew Baker and in front of Kenneth McCullough. A little late. He gets a little squirrely. There, that's about what I imagine the end of the race will look like. In the 90, Daniel Everhart jumping at the top of the 3rd line. 6 drivers. Now has Matt Lee on the 04 on the bottom by himself. Fox and Cole Larson coming in for their scheduled pit stop. Will move Eberhardt in the 90 to the lead. Baker taking over command of the bottom line. Kenneth McCullough with a little left side damage. All alone in the middle line. Jones scrambling to find a position in line behind him. 10 to go at Talladega. Kenneth McCullough taking the lead for that lap. He's trying to get his truck down in front of the 05 to Baker. Bruce Neville. Put a lap down, get his truck grabbed onto the rear of the draft. Baker in the 5 continuing to lead on the bottom. And you Daniel Eberhardt pushing the 03 of Kenneth McCullough on the top line. And 8 to go. 03 gets a big lead out in the top line. Will he pull it down? All 3 of them. 60 of Jeff Merck going up to the top side by himself. Looks like he wants to get to the rear of this pack. The cars coming up on several lap down packs. Kaufman and Austin Green getting for his lap down. Three drivers lap down will now grab onto the rear of the draft. So this will shake things up a little bit. We'll see if these lap drivers will choose to help any of these lead lap drivers get a money position, or if they'll hang back and let them sort it out themselves. We're getting ready to put 2 more drivers down. Cole Larson in the 19 and the 01 of Jimmy Sox. Four lead lap drivers getting a little separation over the 04 60. I don't think it'll cause too much of an issue though. It'll put 5 trucks 1 lap down in this lead pack. Like Green and Kaufman going to continue to keep their charge going on the outside line. 2 lead lap trucks on the bottom line and 4 lead lap trucks on the top line. Middle line. 14 of Ambrose Neville getting down there on the bottom line. He's going to help that line go forward. We're shaping up for a race coming to 5 to go. 90 of Eberhardt leading the middle line. 03 of Kenneth McCullough leading the bottom line. There goes Baker, Lee, and Merck to the top line, giving the 90 of Eberhardt. by himself in the middle as McCullough comes up to join him. And he scrapes the wall going into 3, and the 5 jumps down to the bottom line. He'll lead coming out of 4. And great racing action coming to the end of this race. These guys sure know how to shake it up. Ambrose Neville pushing the 4 of Dylan Jones to the lead on the bottom line. Jones will lead this lap, 4 to go. And 3 of Kenneth McCullough being pushed by the 90 of Daniel Eberhardt in the top line. Kenneth McCullough jumps down to the middle line. He's now in front of the 5 of Baker. McCullough goes to the bottom. Baker stays in the middle. He wants to lead from the middle line. The 4 of Matthew Lee pushing Baker. Coming down just a little bit. 4 laps to go here at Talladega. They're going to take a breath. Now the final charge. Baker leads that lap. The 03 and the 5 leading. Everybody else wants to be where they are. If you're in the front of one of the lines, you're just trying to figure out how to keep yourself in that spot. And if you're not, you're trying to figure out all you can do to get yourself there. This is not the time to be at the rear of a line. This is the time to be at the front of it. McCullough and Baker are just that. '90 of Eberhardt trying to get his line moving again. Not enough trucks on the top line. 2 to go at Talladega. Like the 01 and the 59 going to come up. Get that top line working. We've got a truck off the pace on the bottom. That's the 14 of Ambrose Neville. They'll pull out and go to the rear of the field. For Jones still pushing the 03 of McCullough. The 04 of Lee still pushing the 5 of Baker. Mark trapped in the middle. He wants out. Coming through the tri-oval to take the white flag. Eberhardt now gets his line moving. White flag, 1 lap to go at Talladega. We are 3 wide for the lead. McCullough, Baker, and Eberhardt. Still have room for a couple more lines if these drivers want to try it out there, but I don't recommend it. Jeff Merck still trapped in the back of his line. Never the spot you want to be at going into turn 3 for the final lap. Kenneth McCullough on the bottom line. Matthew Baker in the middle. Daniel Eberhardt in the top line. They're 3 wide coming to the tri-oval. McCullough and Baker touch doors coming to the tri-oval. Looks like they're going to hold it together. Please pushing Baker. Baker will win. Daniel Eberhardt will take 2nd place. And Matthew Lee will take 3rd. Wow, what a finish. These guys did a great job keeping those lines straight and together. Matthew Baker will take the win. Kenneth McCullough will finish in 4th place. Jeff Merck will round out your top 5. Dylan Jones finishes 6th. Autumn Koger finishes 7th. 8th position finishes Danny Eshelman. 9th position is John Ward. Michael Daly finishes out his night in 10th position. Austin Green finishing 11th. 12th position houses James Kaufman. 13th and 14th, Jimmy Sox and Cole Larson. 15th and 16th is Ambrose Neville and Mark Vondell. Another tremendous race and finish by these drivers at SIMCAR. Another driver picking up, I believe, his first win here. I'll have to double check on that, but I think this is Matthew Baker's first win at SIMCAR. Congratulations to him. He has his mom in chat rooting him on tonight. And from everybody at SIMCAR and KCDI Studios, I'm Josh Bonwell wishing you a good night.